Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravadi Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Desatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukham karoti vachalam, pangum langaite girim, yat kripatam aham vande Shri Gurun Dinatarine. Hare Krishna. So today is verse number 49. So Krishna till now was explaining about the karma, swakarma. So about swabhava and swakarma. So as per your swabhav, you should engage in your work. Don't do anybody else's work. What is your nature? Act accordingly. Why? Because doing work according to your nature, you will not incur or you will not get any sins. And last verse, Krishna told, yes, even if don't give up your work, even if there are faults. So every work there will be faults. So don't give up any your work. And then he gave example of fire and smoke. So the fire will has its effect even if the smoke is there. So we have to remove the smoke. So what is this? What that we have to remove? What is the fault? That Krishna explains here. Asaktah buddhi sarvatra.
Asaktaha buddhi sarvatra.
Tatma vigata spruha.
Jitatma vigata spraha.
Naishkarmya siddhim paramam.
Niskarma siddhim paramam.
Sanyasena digacchati.
Sanyasena digacchati.
So
Asakta buddhi sarvatra. Jitatma vigata spraha. Naiskaryamya siddhim paramam sanyasena digacchati.
Asakta buddhi sarvatra jitatma vigataspraha naiskarmya siddhim paramam sanyasena digacchati.
Session and purport. One who is self-controlled, unattached, and who disregards all material enjoyment can obtain by practice of renunciation the highest perfectional stage of freedom from reaction. Nishkarmya siddhim. Purport. Real renunciation means that one should always think himself a part and parcel of Supreme Lord and therefore think he has no right to enjoy the results of his work. Since he is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, the results of his work must be enjoyed by the Supreme Lord. This is actual Krishna consciousness. The person acting in Krishna consciousness is really a sannyasi, one in renounced order of life. By such mentality, one is satisfied because he is actually acting for the Supreme. Thus, he is not attached to anything material. He becomes accustomed to not taking pleasure in anything beyond the transcendental happiness derived from the service of the Lord. A sannyasi is supposed to be free from reactions of his past activities, but a person in Krishna consciousness automatically attains this perfection without even accepting so-called order of renunciation. This state of mind is called yoga rood, or the perfectional stage of yoga. As confirmed in the third chapter, Yastava Atma Ratir Evasyat, one who is satisfied in himself has no fear of anything, fear of any kind of reaction from his activity. So here, see now Krishna, after explaining the Varnashram, different ashrams, different Varna, Kshatriya, Brahman, Shudra, Vaishya, as per your nature, and then karma. But still he explained that karma should be offered. Now Krishna taking the conversation towards renouncing the renunciation. So what you have to renounce? Asakta buddhi, your intelligence should be unattached. Jitatma, you should have conquered your mind. Atma, control of mind. Vigata spruha, no desires. Naishkarmya siddhim. So by all these activities, what happens? We have attained. So we do activities, but we don't get any reaction from the work. So that is as good as not working. This is very interesting. Like, so if you are not at, if we give up the attachment to the results, and we don't want to enjoy anything, and that also requires control of mind. So mind will say like, I have done something, so I want to enjoy, but you give up that by intelligence. So if your intelligence is correct, the intelligence will guide the mind that you don't expect to enjoy the results, or something from this activity or action that you are doing. uh. So you give up those desires, and in that state, when you do all the activities, there is no expectation. So you don't get any suffering, no reaction. And this can also actually be experienced. So I try to apply this in my office, in my home, everywhere. You try to apply this logic. So I send mail, but it's a simple thing, but I should not expect any when I sending the mail, I will do the perfect draft and try to summarize everything that I want to say. But once I send that mail, I should not be attached to what will happen after that. So and I'm just giving very gross example that if I'm not attached to the result of that mail, I will just send that mail and I will forget about it. And that state is actually very peaceful state, when you don't expect anything. You can sleep also very peacefully, because whatever activities you have done today, you are not expecting anything. Of course, all the activities, Krishna has already told that do it for the Supreme, don't do it for yourself. Uh, so you have to act, but act for the Supreme. Krishna is not saying you don't act. You act, but act for the Supreme, not for yourself. So that is asakta buddhi. Your intelligence is completely unattached to whatever you are doing. And it's not easy stage. It's a yoga rude stage. It's very highest stage where you act, but you don't get any reaction of your activity. So in this body, you are doing the activities, you are everything the same like the other people, but it's very mysterious that you are not getting any reaction from that work, or from that activity. So you're not getting bind to this material world. So this is what Krishna is saying, sannyasa, sannyasen adhigacchati, one attains the supreme stage, paramam, of sannyas, because you are not getting any reaction. So in this state of mind and intelligence, you are actually slowly going towards a stage where this material world will not bind you, but then you have to engage your intelligence something higher. So that is what we say jnana yoga. You try to get self realization in this stage when you are not getting any reaction, but still you are acting but without reaction. And then you try to understand the self. Who am I? From where I came? What is my relation? So that is Jnana Yoga, which ultimately go into Bhakti Yoga. Hmm. Of course, you can do the Bhakti Yoga directly, but Krishna is taking the in the flow of Bhagavad Gita, three modes and the varnas according to three modes and nature. And then you work, you do actions. What is action? How action is carried out? Who are involved in those actions? Then what are the three categories of each ingredient of the action? So there is, it's a complex structure of action. And then he explains how varna and ashrams are designed as per the nature. Then he says, so in any case, Krishna says you have to act. So act in such a way that it is as per your nature. And now he's saying act without any attachment. Control your intelligence and mind. Control the mind by the intelligence. And don't get attached to the results. Don't expect anything for your enjoyment. Even if you are in these three different kinds of modes and three different swabhavs and everything, but you give up the attachment, uh, and you detach yourself from the action. And by doing this, you can reach a stage of perfection, or a stage which is very conducive or which is very helpful for attaining the perfection. So that is Naishkarma Siddhi. So a very high stage. So generally, a sannyasi, he has to, when the people take sannyas, they actually leave their family, they go away from family, they stay away in some ashram or some place where they can practice. So there, the renunciation is physically going out of the touch of everything and separating yourself. But this Krishna is saying that this stage is paramam. This is the very supreme, very highest stage because you are not getting any reaction from the work. So this is as good as a renunciation. And it's paramam, it's supreme renunciation. So just by worshipping the Supreme Lord, who is the maintainer of everything, so even if you are in any mode or any swabhav or any category, if you worship the Supreme and get detached from the results and everything, you are going to go to a higher state of consciousness and realizations, which will ultimately take you to bhakti. So how it takes to bhakti, Krishna explains in the next verses. So but now he's going to the intelligent and mind, that level. So that comes as a still little higher than the karma yoga. So you do karma and offer the results to Supreme. But now Krishna is talking apart from karma, body and actions. He's talking about mind and intelligence, how you engage them, because we are made up of body, senses, plus the subtle body. We have to engage everything. So Krishna is now talking about the mind and intelligence. Intelligence should be detached, mind should be controlled. uh, and then Krishna will tell in the next 3-4 verses about the Gyan Yoga. So because you are at higher level of consciousness, you are doing Gyan Yoga, but still how Bhakti Yoga is the supreme and how everything should be connected to Bhakti. This is the flow in which Krishna is taking this conversation ahead. Uh, So he wants to, of course, go, man mana mad bhakto mam yaji mam namaskaru. So he has to take the conversation there, that this is the supreme, because in 9th chapter and 12th chapter he told bhakti is the most secret, and that is what is the easiest way and the perfect way of attaining the supreme goal. Now, he has told that. So in this case also he has to take conversation there, and that's where the direction of the flow is here. So tomorrow we'll see how Krishna takes this conversation to the Gyan Yoga. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Okay, any comments? Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow with the next verse.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.